Hello, everyone. Welcome back. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Welcome back to this Dharma Hall. Welcome back to Friday, last day of the week, last day of practice. Thank you for your presence, your constant presence, your practice. Thank you, Sophie, for being with us. It's been a very rich week of exploration. I speak for myself, but I think I can speak for everyone. I hope you can all hear me and see me properly. So I see people checking in. If you're here for the first time, I think I've seen a couple of names that are new. Maybe I'm wrong, but if not, well, very special welcome, warm welcome to you. And yes, so no much delays. Let's dive in. We have 1 hour of practice ahead of us to end the week, start the weekend, just, that kind of transition. We really don't know what it is. It's just another day. But so Sophie will lead us into a talk and then the practice, long practice. We'll have a little time for questions at the end. If you need to ask a question, you can type it in the chat. Please type question in capital letters so we know it's a question. If not, you can also come on screen and you have the little virtual hand at the bottom of the screen. You can click on it and I can invite you on screen and you'll be showing up with us here, which is always good to see. And yes, like our founding teacher Martin Aylward would say, Friday is Dana Day. It's the day to bang the drums of Dana. I don't know if anyone here. Yes, a lot of people know this. And Lizzie, if you're here, you know you usually speak about the Dana Day. So I've written a bit about Dana in the chat. I'm not going to take it. Yes, thank you, Laura. You can hear me. I'm not going to take too much time. It's just what I say every day and what we say every time. It's the ground foundation of all this that happens here. It's generosity. It's the generosity of the teacher who gives its time. It's the wisdom, their support to be here an entire week, very early in the morning. It's the generosity of all the people who do everything behind scenes. And it's the generosity of the whole Sangha who's been supporting and making this hard work grow along the years. I still remember in the years of the COVID and the confinement, how supportive this was and how intense this was. So thank you for that. And it's not a perfect world, or maybe it is. We have our concept of perfect a bit, misshaped, but we still need to have financial support to keep on doing this. And the only support we have is the Sangha, the donations from the Sangha. So how much you can give, it really doesn't make a difference. So it makes a difference, but it doesn't matter if you give a little donation or if you give a big donation. Sometimes, like Martin says, small donations on a more recurrent way are even better than, but everything is welcome. Everything is welcome. If your heart speaks that way and you can follow your heart, because that's also important. Sometimes we can't follow our heart the way we wanted to. So please use the link, use the donation link, and feel free to engage with it with your heart. And we fully appreciate that. Okay, I wish you a very nice sit, a very nice session, and a very, very nice weekend. Thank you. See you soon.
Yeah. Thank you, Yoga, for this very inspiring introduction. Uh, a warm bonjour. It seems like many of you are calling from France. Again, it's so lovely to be with all of you this morning or afternoon, evening. Yeah, as Yoga said, we are coming to the end of this week, and maybe some of us are rejoicing from the weekend that is coming. So, yeah, let's start before practicing with a few words, maybe more based on identification to the body this morning. Just starting with a little recap before. Along this week we have started to really scratch the surface, but to really explore little different aspects of the body, and we may have come to see the kind of relationship we're engaged in with it. Relationship maybe with pleasure, relationship with pain, relationship with the changing nature of this body, and also getting a sense of what it means to embody this paradox of learning to care for a body that in many ways is not so reliable. We may also understand a bit better the difference there is between the reality of this body and the image we project and we have about it. And I've said many times along the week that the Buddha really offered a way to navigate into this challenge of seeing the body in the body, not from the self view or the self-worth in it. This self view leading to judgment and to comparing. And also the more we get in touch with that, the more we start to realize how much suffering comes from seeing the body through the lenses, of self-view. So, really, one of the challenges is to learn to develop a relationship that helps to dissolve, that helps to decrease or suffering related to the body. Because in many ways, basically, our life depends on it. And at the same time, we still get pulled into these unskillful ways, even if we get more used to them. We start to know them as we practice. Yeah, there's another paradox. This paradox that on one hand there is this concept, this Buddhist concept of anatta, that you're probably all familiar with. This body is not me, not mine, not self. And there is also a real place for this sense of preciousness, of love of one's own body. This body that in some way is the unique manifestation, in the universe. There is no other body like this before and probably after. And something in that uniqueness, and how much do we get in touch with that? So on one level, it's also me. This paradox, this is not me, but on one level, it's me. Yeah, at the same time, not self, not me. So how it is, this body is so uncontrollable. It's not controllable. In many ways, for example, I can't ask this body not to fall sick. I can't tell him don't die, don't age. Yeah. And we see, in our society, and even, I don't know for you, but for myself, I really include myself in that, looking how much money and sometimes energy is placed into that, anti-aging. In many ways, we're really seeking for immortality. And this knowing this body is uncontrollable, but still trying to control. I heard a quote the other day on the talk. I can't tell from who this is, but it says like that. It says, let me see. Trying to find liberation while being identified with the body is like trying to cross a river on the back of an alligator. Yeah? So basically not a very good idea. I put it on the chat for you. Yeah. Yeah. And probably it's not going to work super well for sure. So part of our practice is really to learn to see that this body does not belong to me. Mm-hmm. Can we start to develop a way that help us to realize slowly that this body is more part of nature, and really engage with that in a contemplative way, not thinking about it, really deeply letting our heart being touched by that, and really very basically learning to recognize every time we tend to identify with it. I am young, I am old, I am healthy, I am sick, I am this, I am that. Thing we do also with others. You are like this, you la la la. And can we learn to loosen this identification, practicing this letting go of identification? Because it's really a habitual. I think it's really something of a very habitual to identify with the body. It's kind of very human. So can we practice a mode where we can engage with the body with less identification? Just a little sharing here. Spent many years doing nursing care in hospices, and thing that has been quite interesting to notice is that usually a person dies after a touch, after a bath, after a massage, after a physical contact with somebody, as if what is in the end let go of at last is the body. Like, the touch, the contact with the body of somebody else is like it's helping this body to let go. That's quite interesting, and really noticed that many times. And also really, taking the time that every time the body is experienced in the body, not from cell view, noticing, the difference, noticing what happens. The sense of perception of duality in relationship to the body starts really noticing that it starts to decrease and maybe to dissolve. It's just this duality, for example, a sense of illness and health. We always put them in opposing them, and to see that this begin to decrease when we do not feed them, when we do not make them too prominent, where we are not strengthening them through this habit of identifying to I am healthy, I am sick. Also very, very pragmatically, learning to let go of aversion while sitting, for example. Have you noticed that sometime in the end we can't really define it anymore, the aversion? It's just that it's not here. I look for it, but where has it gone? And also when calm was sitting, feeling the body, and And in the stillness, the boundaries of the body that feels that they're kind to dissolve. It starts in a way, becomes difficult, where the edge or the shape, the limit of this body are. I'm sure you've all experienced that. It feels like it's like something is opening, is kind of more spacious because maybe something has dissolved. Maybe this is the body boundaries that are started to dissolve. And when we're experiencing this, is it accompanied with kind of a sense of connection for sure, but oneness? You know, where do I end? Where do this body end, and the rest of the universe begin? Where is it? You there, me here. It is time to be very. Can't really see the limit, the boundaries anymore. I can't even. We can't really. It can even bring us even more deeper. This is raising the question: what is the body? Where is the body in a sense? Noticing the perception that of changing as we've seen 2 days ago. So if the perception changes over and over, which is the real perception of the body there? Then is there one? Okay. The Buddha just say something very interesting. He said, what is this body we experience? Yeah. He says it's a point of contraction. Put it down on the chat. It's a point of contraction. So can we really learn to feel this dissolving and the freedom that comes along with it? Something that we're probably going to investigate later in the meditation is, reflecting on the elements. For example, the nature of the river there, the lake, it's different from the nature of the tears that comes out of the body, the urine, the sweat. Is the solidity of the earth different from the solidity that is experienced, when we feel the weight, the gravity, the point of pressure in this body. The heat, it's quite hot at the moment for some of us. Heat inside as well, this sense of fire accompanying certain emotions, for example, like anger, it's burning. Same with the air outside and the air while breathing. Really raising the question, when in some way do air, the earth, the fire, the water become me? In many ways it seems that this body is on a certain level, is a kind of a convention. Yeah, really a kind of convention. This body again, subject to aging, as the Buddha said, subject to sickness, subject to death. Really taking the time to check how we are with these 3 things. How are they for us when there is, what it does when there is this strong identification to the body. Or it kind not so nice, it can be painful and probably extremely scaring for us. And Buddhadasa has a very nice way of pointing this out in a very positive way. He said that we are brother and sisters in aging, sickness, and death. We're brother and sister. So I think I'm going to stop here, but just reminding that in really learning and opening or exploring the relationship with this body, there is really an opportunity to open more to the very fabric of life. We really open more to what makes us profoundly human. And what makes us human is really making us connecting with each other. Again, we're all brother and sister on that journey. We're never alone. So just inviting you to find a posture that is adapted to your morning or afternoon or evening condition. Entering a time of sitting and formal practice really adds an opportunity to engage with what is here, right now in the body, and not what I'm expecting from this body, not what I want, not what I think things should be. Just really allowing, sensing, and entering a posture, a still posture in that spirit. Establishing the body in a sense of relaxation and sense of ease. So that the attention can be light and gentle and relaxed attention as well. Just allowing oneself to open to this morning, to this afternoon or evening. Realizing that the only thing we really have is this moment. This moment sitting or lying down or standing up or walking together. How precious to have this time, this moment of connection with oneself, connection with life in this body. Connection with this, the universe where this body belongs to. bringing a gentle sense of care. Patience, in order maybe for things to settle. We may come this morning or this afternoon or evening with, I don't know, fatigue or a lot of energy or a lot of concern, a lot of thinking. Just not trying to get rid of that, just letting things to be. And if you wish, yeah, if this feels right for you this Friday, inviting awareness to land and in the body in contact with the ground, with the earth element, through the contact of the feet on the floor or the body, different parts of the body. All these sensations that feels like solidity, like pressure in the points of contact. Sensation of the gravity, the weight of this body. All these sensations related to the element of earth. The earth within. The earth element expressing itself in this body, outside of this body. When meeting this element of earth and this body, where is the me? Is there a me in this sensation of gravity, in this sensation of pressure? sense of the element of air. And this body as well. Yeah, this air can be felt with an in-breath, with an out-breath. The air of life. Noticing the difference when breathing is happening on its own, and when there is this kind of tendency to do the breath. Somebody in there doing the breath. I really experience the difference in terms of sensation. And there is a me doing the breath, or when the breath is just noticed, recognized, happening on its own. Yeah, noticing how fire may be manifesting in this body. Maybe through temperature, the heat. Heat in the hands, in the belly. You're just experiencing elements. That constitute this body. Nothing about me in an element. water element. The blood running through the body, through the veins, nourishing all the organs. Fluid, the mouth, the throat, humidity in the eyes. Water. Water as an expression of the universe in this body. The body is an expression of the universe. Four elements making it vibrant, alive. The body is a vessel for this life. How precious. And to end the seed this week together, it feels right for you to take a moment to rejoice from all the efforts, the willingness to engage with the challenge of being body. Rejoicing from the fruits of our efforts. Maybe the intention to share these fruits with friends, family, loved ones. And then giving it back to the universe. May the benefit of this practice together benefit to all beings. And gently opening the eyes, maybe moving the body. And if there's a need to stretch, noticing how body-wise it feels, to come from a place of immobility, stillness, and going into movement. Yeah, every time that any moment is inhabited with awareness, how it transforms the perception of the experience that is happening. So we have a couple of minutes before the end of the session for sharing some comments, or if you wish to share your experience. It doesn't have to be a question, of course. Questions are welcome as well. Also, again, as said yesterday, it's perfectly okay to remain silent and still, and just honoring what's needed in this moment. Clive, thank you. Reflection and question. Is there a brief written introduction to this week's theme put on the Sangha Life platform? If there is, I haven't been able to find it. I think George might be able to answer that more than I. I don't know, actually. So maybe, George, you can be you can bring some comment here. This is being body. This approaching the body is really a challenging area for all of us, because of human habits, because of society orientation as well. But now, no matter how challenging it can be, again, is really insisting that this is something we all share. We really all share. Okay, so thank you, George. Okay, that's the introduction. Yeah, okay. And thank you, Holly, for posting this. It's very kind. Adam, reflection and question. I feel very lucky to have come to this today after a lot of time not practicing with Sangha. I'm now 7 months pregnant. Oh, wonderful. And I found my baby very active throughout, which brought a new perspective to this meditation. Do you have any thoughts or experience of similar body practices while another baby inside? Unfortunately not. I'm not a mother, and this is an area I'm not very familiar with. But in some way, I'm not surprised with your comment. I'm a bit perplexed because okay, Andy, partner of Adam. That's why. Okay. Yeah, but I'm not surprised with your comment. Yeah, very often the baby is can be really responsive to Dharma. Not long ago, I have a stepsister who was pregnant and meditating with me, and she was experiencing the same thing. But uh, I could do some research and maybe pass the information to Sangha Live about that, or maybe Sangha Live also knows some teacher that might be more familiar in this area. Yeah. Sorry for not bringing more to this, Andy. Um, yeah, thank you for your comments. Yeah, taking care of this body, the temporary home of this unique soul of the universe, is taking care of the universe. Yeah, in many ways. Yeah. Yeah, thank you, Andy, for clarifying. It was a bit confusing. I was answering to you, and suddenly I saw Adam, and okay. Okay. Thank you, Laura. Thank you. Posing and sensing is good for the body and the baby and the universe, Katarina. Yeah, definitely. Mm. Thank you, Joanna. Yeah, I think we're heading to the end of this session, and a deep appreciation for Sangalav to have invited me to share this time together. Even as teacher, we're all practicing, and we all benefit from the support of a community of a Sangha. And again, we're all together on that journey. So thank you for being with us on this journey. And I really wish you all the best. And yeah, would be lovely to meet again. Please take a good care. Yeah, maybe we can find ease in this body.